you were me, if you were going to tell the Renardo Green story, right, and who you are now, where would you start?
Probably when I was like 5. When I was at 5, I just started first playing football. The first position I played was center and running back. But I knew I wasn't finna keep playing center. I wasn't just finna keep doing that. And I wanted to score, so and I played running back. One time I was at a tournament, I got the ball. I got like 15, 20 yards. So I'm like, yeah, I get used to this. That center stuff gotta go out the window. So
when did you first look at football and go, okay, I'm great at this. I could be better than most people I'm ever gonna meet. And then also go, and I love it, and I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Probably everything really clicked like my second year. I was just scoring at ease and I always played up. I wasn't like an older lighter because I played when I was an older lighter. I always was like younger, but I played with the above group. So when I was scoring versus them, and I played offense and defense, I was like, I want to go to the NFL. I love playing football. And there was one game I played where a team came from Buffalo. I scored 5 times, and the ref gave me he recorded all my stats for that game. I ran 2, I threw 1, I took a kick back, and I might have either scored on defense or I took one was a kick and one was a punt. But I scored 4 times that game. 5 times that game. And like when it came down to it, I was like, yeah, I can see myself doing this.
So during your recruitment, it was between Florida State and Ohio State. And I'm just gonna kind of pause back because I could ask questions, get out, but just kind of, if you want to walk through that process like we talked about the other day, just how you're kind of between the two schools, grew up a Florida State fan, and how you ended up at FSU.
In high school, my sophomore year is when I first got offers and got started. I was in 10th grade. I was like a 4-star recruit, and I only had 2 offers though from FAU and Tulane, and then basically like a year from that, my junior year came up. My goal was always to get all Florida schools. I'm a Florida boy, so Miami, Florida, and Florida State was the 3 schools that I wanted to get for sure in the state of Florida. Anybody or anything after that, I ain't worried about it. Florida State was the last one to offer me. Under Coach Taggart. And I was that was my junior year. That was my junior year. I probably had 20-some or 18-some offers at that time, but it was still during the recruiting period. Schools were still coming in, hit me up, do this. But I already told myself, I grew up Florida State fan. I was watching Florida State when they had people like Nick Moody and all them there. When they the Florida State, I grew up watching that Florida State. So when I used to watch them growing up, I used to think that they were superhuman. So I was like, yeah, I want to go there. And then as soon as I got the opportunity, as soon as I got my offer in Florida State, committed on site, and then I only ended up getting 2 offers after that. And one of them was Ohio State because I went up there in person and worked out for them. And they liked what they saw Urban Meyer offer me himself. And then the other one was 3. It was Ohio State, Michigan, and Tennessee. All of them offered me after Florida State. I got hit up by schools like Auburn and all that. But once they got the drop that FSU was my dream school and all that, the only 2 that really kept recruiting me through it all was really Ohio State and Michigan. And Michigan dropped out. Miami would come in here and there, but it was really just Ohio State. They came out before I signed it and tried to flip me to come. I can't come.
I think people forget that you were that dude, 4-star recruit, offers from all the big names. What is that actual last minute trying to flip you look like? Is it just calling you a bunch? Is it
it's not a bunch, but throughout the weeks you'd be calling and text, and then for you to fly all the way down from Columbus last minute, sign days a day or 2 away, and call me in my office. They call me in my coach's office 7th period and try to come and flip me. I just told them you feel me, I can't do it. I'm a Florida boy. That's what I dreamed of, and sometimes when your dreams in front of your face, you just gonna bite and grab it, and I just had to take it. Regardless of what they said. I remember somebody saying something you're really gonna make a decision that could impact your whole entire life based off like what you always dream, like even if it's best for you based off what you dreamed of and the fact that the weather, you don't like the weather up there. I looked at him, yes, 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 I can go to Florida State. Yes, I will be just fine if I go to Florida State. And then that's how that conversation went.
You get here,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously the Taggart years are what they are.
All right.
We don't need to rehash that, but, whatever. But what was going through your head during the transition? Like, was there kind of that moment of like, man, this is not how the dream played out once I got to Florida State? How did you stay focused and stay connected to what you knew FSU could be, even when all that other stuff was going on?
I knew what I grew up watching, and I knew like traditional school. I knew the players that come through here. Like I knew more about the school than like more people know because I grew up as a FSU fan. So I'm like, every school I know at one point will have a downtime or something like that, and um, I just knew that things were eventually gonna turn around. I didn't know when. I didn't know if it was gonna happen when I was here, but I just knew that I wanted to finish my career at Florida State. I know I chose to come here for a specific reason. Like not only am I Florida State fans, but a lot of my family grew up with Florida State fans. Um, when Norvell came, he made it real hard at first. It was stuff that we weren't really used to. He made it real hard, but I adjusted, and from that point on, when all the bad stuff used to happen, we were just like, if you not on the inside to go through it or to feel it with us, we don't really care what you gotta say. We don't care about your opinion. I ain't finna come ask you for advice. I don't mess with you like that. Like you don't do nothing for me, so I don't really care. It was just in house. So seeing the tables turn and people try to congratulate you on the back, this and that, I'm like, at one point y'all was against us. The whole world was against us. I'm going back home, people saying, "Oh, I might come play for y'all." Like it's easy, like we sorry or something. But I don't really get into it all night because I know what I'm about. I know the talent that's there. I just know we had to work through something. So I'm just, glad I stuck the course and everybody who stuck the course with me, I'm just glad we did because we the same people from the year before went the losing season. It was just more to it than what people thought, but they looking from the outside in. So we just took everything that came with it.
When did you go from, okay, we've got some rebuilding to do, to like, okay, we've got something here? Obviously, it was way sooner than the fans saw it. Was it during that 2020 COVID season? Was it 2021? Like, when were you like, no, we've got the pieces, we just got to get our heads right, get it all together, and we're gonna be good?
2021 after 2021 season, the 2021 season, I looked at it like, because in my personal situation, I wasn't playing like that in 2021 because I was still dealing with like this nagging little toe injury. So, my mind was just get healthy, and then once I get healthy, I can help the team the best way that I can, which is let me go out there and be me and play my ball. I already know what type of ball player I was. One reason I didn't transfer is because I know I can play here. It was never about talent. I was just being hurt, so I was like, once I get healthy, I know what I'm about. I know what I can do. Everything will take care of itself. I just got to get healthy. So I honestly felt like me coming into the defense and coming back with the pieces we had, like J-Dub and Keem and Jamie and all them coming back, I kind of seen it. And, being around people like Miko Dotson, who've been in college for like 7-8 years, led the nation in picks and went through everything he went through. He always used to tell me stuff that he done been through, that he done seen from being older. He always used to tell me, like, y'all different. He always used to say it. And when we went into the off season in the 2021 year, and you bring in, a 6'7" receiver like Johnny Wilson, go add all the dishes that he added, we used to see the glimpse in practice. Like, I remember telling the media one day that bro, Jay Trav, everybody know he's an exceptional athlete, but he throwing people open because these dudes are not open. Like, he throwing it where they only can get the ball. So, I just knew that it wasn't gonna be the same thing. I just didn't know how it was gonna play out. I just knew it wasn't gonna be the same thing because I know the talent that I have and the talent that the guys around me have. I didn't know we was gonna go 10-3. All I knew was that it wasn't gonna be nothing like the previous years, and that anybody we played, like, they was gonna have to see us. That's all I knew.
So how frustrating is it though, when you have the nagging toe thing? You know that, you can play at a really high level, that it's just, you gotta get your body right, to not be able to communicate that to the outside world, like just to hear, oh, is it a talent thing? Oh, why isn't this happening? Why isn't that? It's there. You just got to get a couple things right. Like, how do you deal with that internal frustration?
I'm not really a big social media guy from the get-go, so like I'd be like, you're not finna say it to my face, or you're not gonna do that. You just gonna, go with social media and type what you're entitled to. I don't know you. You don't know me. Like, you're entitled to your own opinion, but at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing, and your opinion really don't matter because I play a position where you will love me and hate me play by play. And then I ain't gonna say half, 99.9% of the people in the world, you can't play this position because your mind isn't strong enough and you're physically just not athletic enough to do it. So I don't care what you have to say. Like it never really bothered me. Even when like my dogs or like my homeboys back at the crib used to be like, they saying this, they saying that. Or my auntie, she loved looking at War Chant and everything. They saying this and saying that. I mean, it just used to go in one ear and out the other because I always knew who I was. I know why I started playing football, when I started, the journey I've been on. So it wasn't really too much in the outside world that was affecting me. It was just like what used to kill me was the fact that like I never thought that I would get back because like for a long time I couldn't really like bend my toe right. I couldn't really stand up on my tippy toes for a long time. So you see how they get kind of hard to run and I play DB. So it was just that was the biggest aspect of just like going through the rehab process, doing everything I was supposed to be doing, things still not working out, it going like being, okay, it's 1 year, still ain't right. It's 2 years, you're getting better, but it still ain't right. Or, we gonna do this right before the season, it's gonna set you back. But, I mean, like, just had no choice but to eat it. And I don't regret, being hurt or anything I went through because I feel like I learned a lot during that time. And I feel like it was a necessity or like I needed that. Now I feel like I'm just like indestructible. Like can't nothing like bring me down and get me down. So it wasn't really like too bad, but I just took everything for what it was and accepted everything for what it was. And I think that helped me overall.
So then, you're going through that, you're having the toe, that was about a 2-year process, right? 2021 and 22. And, in there you had your daughter.
Yeah.
And how much did that help keep you grounded?
How my daughter impacted me, I wouldn't say changed a big part of my life, but it was just like, I just said like stand on business, like, regardless, like you have no choice. Like you used to pride yourself on being able to stand on your own, 2 feet, on all 10 toes like a man. But now it's like, you got somebody that can't fend for themselves. So that whole, when that happened, I was just like, I get healthy and I'm finna go play ball. I'm finna go do what I always do, what I love to do. And, when I go out there, it's like, I wouldn't say I have my daughter on my mind, but I know that like, she has to eat and she has to get the word out. So it just made me, one thing I can say, it made me go harder. I can say that. And I thought I was at the limit of how hard I can go, but it made me tap into a level that I didn't know I had in me. So I guess that's a positive.
I think it's safe to say like, when you hear, oh man, Renardo's coming along, Renardo's the breakout guy of the spring, on the outside position. And you're probably the least surprised of anybody to hear that, right? Because you're like, no, this has been me the whole time. So once your body was healthy, you're going into the spring, you're like, all right, good, I can do everything. What were the main things that you need to work on in your game to kind of get you from that, really good level to that great level?
It was just repetition at the position because my freshman year I played corner. I was a true freshman my freshman year. I played corner. And then I was here when like Sante Samuel, Stafford Samuels, me and Kyle Myers, Isaiah Bolden, AJ Linton. It was like the corners. My true freshman year I played and then I switched positions the next 2 years to free safety. It wasn't like, oh, we're going to switch to free safety because we feel better. It was actually me wanting to do it because I was like, I'm tired of chasing this guy all over the field. I feel like I can use more of my talents controlling most of the field. Once I switched back to corner, I talked to Norvell. Norvell was like, he said, I want more consistency at that position. I feel like you can do it. I'm like, I played corner. I used to tell Coach Willie that, like, I played corner. I grew up playing corner. Like, I'm naturally a corner. I can go out there and play just off what I know and knowing how to play in space. It was just the biggest thing I could say that, I needed or that I took from, like, okay, I got to need this to do this is, I need this to get here or to be the player that I want to be, was just the repetition or, like, the working out the kinks of the scheme of the defense, like, of how all that work out in one. And then me just being me, before every game, I got a safety. Well, my best friend, one of my dogs back at the crib that I played high school with, he played for the Texans. He was just drafted this year by the Texans. And like before a lot of the games we played, we used to text each other and just say like our simple thing, "Go be you." And in 2022, I feel like I was being me, but it was still a few things I was working out. So I feel like me being me and being the type of guy that I am, the type of ball player I am, and being passionate how I love football, like be me all 2020, all 2023, and take all the lessons I learned from schematic wise, and then things I seen like I left some money out there. You gotta go make money. Like I left some money out there. You gotta go draw that. You gotta go make that play. So those would be the things I like to take my game from here, like from here to here.
So is it safe to say that, when you think about what you want your legacy at FSU to be, it's just that you would be able to say, I was me, and have it be, Renardo Green, one of the names that's up there. I feel like there's no comparison. It's just one of the greats.
Yeah, like that's what we do here, is especially when it comes to DB wise, like we known to have dudes here. So I want to be able to turn the tape on because like at some point in time, y'all gonna hang these cleats up. So I want to be able to be like 30 years, 20 years down the line, I can turn the tape on when I'm old and can't move no more. And I want the youngest to be like, he was raw. Like that's what I want. I want them to turn the tape on and be like, he was raw. Or that's what I want. Like, or for them to, oh yeah, he went here. Or that's what I want. That's what I want. Like that's me to be as best I can be before I hang these cleats up. Like I want them to be like, he was raw. Or turn that tape on, he was good. Or I want to be one of that people will look up and be like, he played like this. You feel me? So I got to take this from him. Like